is it? I. And you look for this I, and it disappears. This is how you get rid of it. You see, you look for it and you realize that it doesn't exist. This is how you get rid of the ego. Look for the ego, and you realize that it is not even there. It's just a thought. I am this body. That's all. I am the body idea. You get rid of that idea. Everything is fine. Even what is not fine is fine. You can have a little bit of water. But that's it. How many people are there? 10. You will get tired of all these questions eventually. And you will get tired of yourself. Yourself are these questions. The thinker is the thought. Right? It's one movement. The thinker, the thought, and the act of thinking is one thing. It's one illusion. One illusory movement. When you inquire about this illusory movement, and then you are free from illusion, free from delusion. Write it down. I am Caesar. I am a man. I am good. I am bad. This I, the thinker, and the thought. Right? So the thinker and the thought are one and the same. See? Who is the thinker? And the thought disappears, and the thinker remains. Right? And then the thinker also disappears. That's it. You bring the attention from the thought to the thinker. See? This is the meaning to hold on to the I. See? Hold it.
So all the words like selfish, self-confidence, it all comes from ego.
All is ego. Self-confidence is self-confidence. In what self are we talking about? See? That's the question. Self-improvement, all that stuff. What self are we talking about?
So when someone says you are selfish, it's illusion.
Yes. It's a fish in a cell. Selfish. Selfishness comes out of identity with the body. If there is no identity with the body, there is no selfishness.
Why isn't that such a process as the ego? Why does something like this arise at all?
Nobody knows. I don't know. See, this is my answer to that question. See, and this is what I told to myself. See, some time ago. See, if I have a headache, I don't want to know why I do have a headache. I want to know how can I get rid of the headache. See? Right? I got a flu. Oh, who gave me the flu? Who passed it to me? See, I have to find out where this flu is coming from. No, I want to get rid of this flu. See, what's the medication?
So you get rid of the thought, flu.
That's why she doesn't get it. See, how many years already? How many years?
Many.
30 years at least, right?
Not quite, but nearly.
Nearly, huh?
But now you are talking into the ego. So
that's all. This is the only thing that we can. The only thing. No, you are saying that this is just words.
No.
These are just words.
Intellectually, I know.
But
Intellectually,
still is words.
not integrated.
Intellectual is words also. Understanding intellectual is it's just words.
Sai Baba said constantly integrated awareness.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. People know so much. Yeah, but they don't know what they're talking about. See, they believe in what they say. As long as you repeat it like that, you still believe it. Even if it is understood intellectually, it still is a belief, it is a concept.
That's the problem.
So it has to be realized, it has to become your experience. Right?
Problem, belief. But we don't know we believe, but we believe.
No, but stop telling me all this stuff to me. I'm not. See, so many gurus come and tell me all what they know. I don't know anything. I forgot all that stuff. I don't think about this subject during the day. See, I only think about food. That's the only thing I think about.
Well, it's good.
How can I get? I only think about how I see it. I am only interested in how can I get the banana for the monkey so it can last for another 4 hours. Until the next meal, that's all what I'm interested. If you don't talk this subject of conversation, topic of conversation, I don't even think about this. What is there to think about? Even this is forgotten. Why should I keep on thinking about consciousness? Being consciousness. Why should I keep on thinking about consciousness? Actually, I don't even think of food. I just go and get it. That's what food is there. I just go and get it. There's no need even to think about it. Just put your head somewhere and your feet will follow. That's it.
Who cares?
That's a trap. See?
So it says that when two people marry, so they are marrying egos.
Yeah.
Two egos marrying.
If there is ego, to ego marriage. Otherwise, if there is no marriage, the whole ritual can go on. But you know that nobody is marrying anybody. Okay? And you will do the ritual basically for the society standards and all that. See, for security reasons, for safety. See? Otherwise, the society will punish you. Am I right? You will be an outlaw. Then you may have to play around with this crazy society that we create. Who is the husband and who is the wife? Where are they? In the mind only. This is for children, kindergarten people, that's all. If the police ask me, who are you? I will say, I don't know. Right? I'm consciousness. What is going to happen to me? Right? Police, migration department comes, your passport. I don't need passport. Show me an ID. I have no ID. I have no identity. What's going to happen to me? Right? I will then either in jail or in a mental hospital. Right? So for safety reasons, right? Right? Because there is no need to put the body in such a situation, right? Why should I put this body in jail in a mental hospital? No need. Then my name is Caesar and I'm from Venezuela and here is my passport, there is my visa. And that's all. Thank you, sir. I feel safe now that I know that you people are around me, taking care of me. Yeah. Ego, taking care of consciousness. My consciousness needs a bodyguard and security. But what to do? And you love them. Anyway, even if they are evil, you love them because you don't see the evilness in them. So you don't see that. They see good and bad, you don't see anything. I only see the seer. I don't know. I see my wife is there, no, my children is, my son is there. Why not? Destiny.
It's a game. Why not play?
Yeah. It depends upon who is playing the game. If the ego is playing the game, that's a mess. It's chaos. Otherwise, it's nice and smooth and harmonious and peaceful. And otherwise, it's like two horses pulling one chariot, and then one horse wants to go to the right, another one wants to go to the left. See how far this chariot will go. One horse is pulling that way, the other horse is pulling that way. See, the chariot will break in two, right? Or will not go anywhere. So it's like this chariot is not going anywhere. So this marriage is not going anywhere. This relationship is not going anywhere. And this is why the society is the way it is. Because all this, our society is based on individualism. See? You are an individual. Right? This is how you're an individual and you can fulfill your dreams right? And your dreams are not even your dreams. The dream has been given to you by propaganda. Right? Fulfill your dreams, but they present the dreams for you. No? And then you run after the dream that has been given to you. Without ego, there are no dreams.
So funny. Because the people say, what's your dream? I don't know. But after you say, I need a dream because I don't know what
Exactly,
I dream.
exactly. Because then you believe what somebody says, and then you identify yourself with that.
But this is in inconscious collective.
This is yes, this is collective unconsciousness or subconsciousness.
Is the ego the only obstacle?
Absolutely, that's the only thing. The only problem is the ego. You get rid of the ego, all the problems goes away. Problem disappear, only solution remains. Solution for no problems. If one little thought is so troublesome, right? A single thought, see, and it's so troublesome. I am the body. Get rid of that thought, right? And you get rid of everything else.
And what are the different practices you can use to overcome this obstacle?
Only self-inquiry or surrender. See, and surrender and self-inquiry are the same. To surrender is to surrender your sense of individuality. To surrender the idea, I am the body. Right? And self-inquiry is from where this idea is coming from. And it disappears. Any other practice does not kill the ego, because who practices is the ego. Right? I am practicing. See? I want to realize the self. See? I am on a spiritual path, etc., etc., etc. Who is the traveler? Right? Where is it going? Can the ego realize the self? No. See? Who is going to realize the self? Nobody. The self is already self-realized. Consciousness is already self-realized. It doesn't matter how many practices you perform, you will end. See? Self-inquiry is the end. See? Everything leads to the inquiry. I'm not saying that these practices are not good. I am not underestimating those practices, right? This is for beginners. Right? It's difficult to do the inquiry without the mind a little bit pure, because it's difficult to focus on that which is nameless and formless. Then all these practices may be necessary for some time. Mantras and bhajans and rituals and service and charity work and the rest of it. Why not? I'm not for a second underestimating the so-called spiritual paths or spiritual practices, right? But all of them are done by whom? By me, right? Now, if you strike the me straight away, then everything collapses with it, right? Some people find it difficult, right? Some people find it impossible. Then carry on with your practice until you are mature enough, right, to do the inquiry or to surrender.
And the self-inquiry doesn't mean just observing, or does it mean asking questions?
It is observing, it's an observation of the mind when it arises. See? If you look at the mind, you cannot be the mind, am I right? If you look at your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. If you look at what you think, you are not what you think. It's not a question as such. At the beginning, you may need to ask a question from where these thoughts are coming from. Say, from me, who am I? Eventually, just when the I comes, you look at it, see, and it disappears. And you are conscious. You are not thinking, and yet you are conscious, right? And who is conscious but consciousness? Nothing else can be conscious but consciousness, or nothing else can be aware but awareness. Right? And then you are just conscious of being, not of being this or that. See? You're conscious of existing. See? You're an existing. See? It's consciousness of existence, right? And then your existence identical with consciousness. Right? That which exists is conscious, That's a misunderstanding, the new misunderstanding, the new interpretation of existence, consciousness, bliss. That existence is the absolute and consciousness is the relative. No. Existence is the absolute, consciousness is the absolute, and bliss is the absolute. So they are not three but ones. Now, within existence, consciousness, bliss, there is a power, and this power is the mind. Right? It's desactivated and deactivated, and the whole story goes on and on. Let's keep it simple.
Big tension.
Big tension. Whose tension is it required? Then pay attention to the tension. Okay? Be conscious of the one that is conscious of the tension. Tension is there, there must be an observer. Am I right? Then observe the observer. Forget about the tension. Ignore it completely. See? Not even witness the tension. See? Witness the witness.
Just observe, and this act of observing disappears the tension. Because there is observing, the tension disappears.
Maybe, maybe not.
No.
If it doesn't disappear, it's no longer a problem.
Well, it is a problem if people are complaining.
For whom?
Tension.
For whom is a problem? For consciousness, there are no problems. See? So the problem is for me.
No.
What happened?
What if you have a cancer? What if you have a cancer? Right? What is you are lying in your bed and you have to die? What is the problem? There is no problem. Death is natural process of life. Then for whom is the problem? Everything comes back to this simple question. Who? Yes, Karan.
When we are unconscious, when we are not conscious of,
Unconscious.
when we are unconscious,
Who is unconscious?
we are not there.
You are there. See? But you are not conscious of being there as consciousness. See? For example, in deep sleep, you are conscious of nothing. Hmm? And yet you are there. You don't know that you are, and yet you are. Am I right? So you are whether you know that you are or not. So it doesn't make any difference, see, if you know that you are or not. And you understand that? If I know that I am or not, it doesn't make any difference in reality. Hmm? So when the mind wakes up, right, see, you know that you are conscious of being, right? In deep sleep, you are, but you are not conscious of being. Do you understand? When the mind wakes up, and then you become conscious of being, right? So the mind is like a mirror, see, where you can see yourself. Hmm? Because you cannot see your eyes with your eyes, but your eyes are there. See? You don't need to see your eyes to know that your eyes are there. Right? So it's why if you want to know they are there, you put a mirror, right? Ah, yes, they are there. I am here. Right?
And that's the purpose of mind.
Yes. Without mind, consciousness doesn't know that it exists.
So we are not conscious.
You are consciousness. If there is nothing, see, if the body faints now, you say, oh, I lost body consciousness, right? How do you know that you lost body consciousness? Who was there knowing there was no body, there was no mind? Who is it? Isn't it you? Right? So if it is you and the body disappears, if it is you and the mind disappears, then who are you? Hmm?
But I exist even when I am unconscious of my existence.
Yes,
I am not the consciousness.
you are the consciousness. You are not conscious of being consciousness, that's all. You are not conscious of being, and yet you are. No eres consciente de ser y aún así eres. ¿Ah?
Es que no me estoy mirando al espejo, simplemente.
Exactly. Imagine that you are in this room, right? And then you switch off the light. Everything becomes black. Can you see anything? No. Can you see yourself? No. Are you there or not? Yes. You cannot see yourself. The consciousness cannot see itself. Consciousness cannot see. The consciousness cannot know itself, neither objectively nor subjectively, because for that it has to make the impossible, which is to divide itself in two, to be conscious of itself. The fact that you know that you are means you know that you are, right? So to know consciousness is to be consciousness, right? It cannot see itself. It is self-aware, but not how can it see itself? It's like consciousness trying to look at itself. Right? Like a dog chasing its tail. It's not two, it's one dog. See?
Then we have to imagine.
Huh?
Then we have to imagine.
No, stop imagining anything. Remove the images and realize you are conscious.
Like we start imagining when we are looking for ourselves.
Yes, you don't look for ourselves, that's what I'm trying to say. That is the misunderstood spirituality. You are not looking for yourself. You are looking for the mind. You are there already. Your consciousness are there already. Huh? You are ever present, omnipresent. Huh? Everything comes and goes. Right? How do you know? This is coming, this is going. This is coming, this is going. This one is not coming and going. See, this one is not going anywhere. See, and this one is not coming from anywhere. See, deep sleep, everything disappears. Right? Awakening state, everything appears. See, disappears and disappears. Right? This one is conscious of whatever appears and disappears. This one is consciousness. Consciousness is conscious. Or awareness is aware, whatever you like to call it. Are you conscious now or not? Then?
And gets interacting a training state.
Which dream state? This? You mean this? The manifestation, the world.
No.
Where?
Oh,
How is trapped? Inquire. Now. Not tomorrow, now. I feel I am trapped. That's a thought. Right? Who is trapped? Look for the mind. Everywhere.
Caesar, if you don't think, if you don't use the ego and you are in the part of self-inquiry, and what happens to your body, like whatever happens in your life is already destined, predestined,
Yes,
it's already predestined.
it's already predestined.
You don't need to care about what's going to happen.
You don't need to care about anything.
Because with the ego, we create so many things.
See,
We
to
create,
care about something, you need to see the one that cares and what the one cares about, right? And that doesn't exist. Duality is in the mind, and it is the mind as ego. Right? No mind means no separate entity called mind. Mind is there because all this is the mind, right? The mind is a world. So when the mind identifies self as a world, then an idea of self, an individual self, comes into existence, right? This self is an illusion. So the inquiry is about this self. See? Who is here? Who is worried about this? Who cares about what?
What is the relation between mind and ego? Are they the same thing, or the ego arises from the mind? Or
Good. See, within consciousness there is a power. Hmm? This power is the mind. When this power is activated, it presents itself as the world. When it's deactivated, it presents itself as deep sleep, right? As nothing, darkness. When the mind still is associated with experiences in the awakened state, it presents itself as the dream state. So mind is the awakened state, dream state, and deep sleep state. All that collectively is mind. See? These are three states of mind. One is different than the other, and one contradicts the other. Right? Consciousness, see, is the source, substratum, and the witness of the three states of mind. Then the mind arises, right, and projects the world. Mind is energy. Within energy, there are patterns of behavior. So all this is nothing but energy patterns. Then the energy itself, the mind itself, identifies with each individual form, with each particular pattern of behavior, right? And thinks, I am this. When the mind thinks I am this, automatically creates a sense of separation that the mind and the world are separate from consciousness. And the mind is so powerful that it makes you believe that you are limited to it, right? That you are it. See, it's like if you become what the mind is projecting on you. Like this wall. Let's say that the wall originally is white, right? And you paint it in green. Now the wall appears to be green. If you paint it in red, it appears to be red. In reality, it's white. So it apparently becomes, see, what is projecting on it, right? It's like the screen as its name shows. You project water, you project the ocean, see, and the screen appears as if it is the ocean, am I right? But nothing, the screen still is the screen. And the screen doesn't get wet, right? If you project fire on the screen doesn't get burned. If you project a war, bloody war, see, nothing happens to the screen. If you project heaven on the screen, it doesn't matter to the screen, so the screen is unaffected. Now, when the screen finishes, when the movie finishes, the screen remains. So the screen is there before the appearance of the projection, during the projection, and after the projection disappears. See?